Hey everybody, welcome back to Inside the Force. Dave Cottingham with Hannah Burr. Hello, Hannah. Good evening.
Hello, good evening. How are you?
I am doing great. Good to see you as always. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
A little belated, but happy birthday.
Thank you.
What'd you do for your birthday?
Worked and then played D&D.
Oh, that's good. That's nice.
Yeah, we had a rehearsal for a project, and then I came home and we
So
ordered.
how long was that session of D&D?
We started at 7 and it ended at 1 a.m.
So it did end.
6 hours. Oh no! It's not. It's not done. It's just like that was the end of that session.
Oh my God! It's still ongoing after that.
D&D campaigns last for years. The last campaign we did lasted about 2 years, 2.5 years.
Whoa.
Yeah, 2.5 years, because half a year we spent doing a Vikings campaign that's now on pause due to this now Game of Thrones campaign. The campaign we did was 2.5 years. That was Strixhaven, like Hogwarts based. And then the one before that was about 1.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah, these last for a while.
Wait, I do have to ask this. I'm a little curious about this. Where do the campaigns come from? Does it come from the company or do people create these campaigns?
So it's really, really cool. If people don't feel like trying to create their own world or create their own monsters, there are books available, and not just within D&D. There are books from other people outside of D&D that make D&D related books.
Books, yeah.
So that way dungeon masters can take these and take the stories out of them, take inspiration from them. This Game of Thrones campaign, or like, for example, the Strixhaven campaign, there's a whole book about Strixhaven. But Zach, my husband, he's very familiar about how we min-max. So he was like, oh, this isn't going to do. So he had to like change a bunch of things in the book to make sure that we would be constantly challenged. And it wasn't just an easy breezy thing for us.
Nice.
But for this Game of Thrones campaign, there is no book. He's kind of coming up with it, but he's using a lot of inspiration from Dimensions 20's Crown of Candy, which is... Mm-hmm. It's so brilliant. It's called, oh, no. I can't believe I forget it. Dimension 20 Crown of Candy location. Oh, no. In Calorum. It takes place on the continent of Calorum.
Mm.
Like calories, Calorum. There's a world of Fructera.
Oh, shit. Okay.
There's Candia.
I see.
You can see where this is going. And then if you're a cleric or part of a religious household, you worship the bulb. Like the refrigerator lid. So it's brilliant. But but more or less the rules that my husband took for that was one big war combat. So if you were assigned a battalion, you could decide to either fight on your own or fight with the battalion. And there are different rules that apply for that. The other big major rule is because there's really no magic in at least in the Game of Thrones campaign, Crown of Candy, there is magic. But the rule is this: you fail your 3 death saving throws, you're done. There is no revival. There is no coming back. Mm-hmm. You are dead. So let's just say when we went into session 0, which is when we talk about our characters and like help figure out how we know each other, he said, all right, everybody, also make sure you have 3 backup characters ready to go because I'm going to be brutal. This is not going to be easy.
Mm. Okay.
So Monday was our second session of that campaign.
Okay.
So yeah, no, man, these things last for years.
Okay. That's interesting. I found it interesting because I didn't really know about it too much, but obviously watching Stranger Things. That's the whole thing is kind of D&D related, but
Yep.
but
Now
it's interesting. I'm sure. I feel like I would have gotten into it when I was younger, for sure, but I never did.
Now there's things where you could do like a one shot, which is something that's purposely, and like I did a Star Wars one shot, actually.
Yeah, I know, because they do have role playing games, Star Wars role playing games. Yeah,
but I didn't use any books. I just made it up. I didn't use anything. I just made it up.
Nice. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed your birthday with
Thank
D&D.
You. Yes.
That's fun.
Yes.
Yeah, it's always fun to do stuff you enjoy on your birthday. I mean, that's the whole point,
Of course.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for joining us here in 2026. We did our episode last week where we kind of went back and reflected on everything from 2025. So please check that out. We got our patrons who watched that. Draconius Rex says, Happy New Year. Really enjoyed all the tangents this episode. We did go on some tangents.
Yes.
They said, hope you all feel better. By the way, here's a tangent from one of your tangents. Kira is in Above Suspicion, which is the movie I was telling you about, that the FBI agent. I did fail to say that. But yeah, Amelia Clarke is the lead in that film.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She did pretty good. I mean, the movie's actually not that bad. It's a little dark, but it's pretty good. Thrawn says, Happy New Year to you both, and hope you had a great Christmas and New Year. Looking forward to all you do in 26. Brandon says, Happy New Year, Grand Admiral, to Thrawn. And then he says, I'm excited for another year with you all, Dave and Hannah. Yeah, so here we go. 2026.
Full throttle.
So, yeah. So we will get into what's coming in 26 and what we're kind of looking forward to the most. But first, we do have a bit of news to talk about.
It's not just a bit. It's pretty big news.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Hannah. I know you work for the brand now. And so I don't know how much you had the influence in this, but I feel like we've been screaming about this for like 2 years. At least.
I'd like to think I had some influence in it. I'm sure I did not.
Right.
There's no
or
way.
Maybe our show did. Who knows?
Oh, that would be awesome.
But and what we're referencing is the news, and this is official because you can find it on StarWars.com right now. That there's good news and bad news. The good news is they are modifying the timeline of Galaxy's Edge. The bad news, they're only doing it at Disneyland right now. I gotta imagine it'll come. We can talk about it later, but I gotta imagine it'll come to Hollywood Studios at some point. But what first reaction, Hannah, when you saw this? What's the thought?
Hallelujah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was just so happy. Once again, I work for the brand. I don't speak for the brand. These are all of my own opinions. It is about time. And I think, honestly, Dave, you and I knew, especially when we heard, it's going to be stuck to this timeline. And this was before I worked for Disney. You and I both knew, and we talked extensively about it, how this was not going to last.
Mm-hmm.
How eventually they're going to have to open it up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we also had a feeling that this was coming with the announcement about Mando and Grogu being on Millennium Falcon, with the tease video of Luke Skywalker appearing.
Yep.
In addition, just the show alone in Disneyland, the production show.
That's right.
That also heavily hinted at it. So I think you and I knew this was going to happen. It was just a matter of when.
Yeah,
but I am so stoked for it. I wonder if it's going to be a test run in Disneyland. And then they'll move it over, which, typically sometimes happens with these things. But I think they're going to receive a huge, I think a lot of people are going to love it, because now like for you and me going to Batu, I just say that. Also, I just want to comment how I'm just like off the cuff. Oh yeah, whenever we go to Batu, as if like it's another Tuesday for you and I to go experience Disney's Hollywood Studios.
Right.
So sorry, that sounded very nonchalant. But when we go, we always find something new and we love it. Like we don't mind the repetitiveness of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But other people do. So I think this will be like I can actually go back and experience something new. I can experience something different. So, but also I wonder if this is going to open the door for future possibilities of how else they can continue to morph it. Like, what are some other things they can do to incorporate and to create it, to make this kind of fresh feeling happen?
Mm-hmm. No, I definitely think so. So what they're doing, and then we can kind of talk about the impact of that. So what they're doing is they're basically moving the timeline back to around the Return of the Jedi Mandalorian timeline. So we're talking, 4 years after the Battle of Yavin, 4 BBY to about 9 BBY. So that era of the timeline, which means you can still, because this is, again, they have to do kind of pre-Return of the Jedi, obviously, because Darth Vader is going to be walking around there.
Right.
With some stormtroopers. So there's still kind of some Imperial presence during that time. But then there's also going to be, like you said, Mandalorian and Grogu. There's going to be Ahsoka walking around. There's going to be Luke. There's going to be Leia. There's going to be Han.
Han surprises me because Han wasn't even available at Star Wars weekends.
Oh, really?
At least the weekends that I was there and that I remember. And if somebody else was at Star Wars weekends and you saw Han, please let me know. But as far as I remember, Han was never there.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. And
it was a lot of
but seeing him and Chewbacca walking around is going to be incredible.
Instead of him and Rey. Well, it'll be interesting to maybe see Chewie and Rey for a bit, and then we see Chewie and Han. Like, come on, that's.
So that is, characters is one thing, but then the one thing we had talked about for a while was, well, you have to kind of change the scenery as well, because there's First Order flags hanging around. There's Resistance flags. There's, references to that time period. Well, in Disneyland's Galaxy's Edge, they're changing all of that.
Which is nuts.
It's crazy, right? Yeah. So there will be Imperial markings around. There'll be Rebellion markings around. There's a shop there next to Kylo Ren's. They call it the Thai. I can't remember. It's called the Thai. Thai echelon.
Uh-huh.
But I guess I give them credit. Them as in the Imagineers that did this, and obviously probably the story group. But the Thai echelon is actually an Imperial TIE fighter. So they thought ahead to where it could be Vader's. So that's why it's okay that that's still there and he comes out of it. Just similar to like how Kylo Ren was coming out of it.
Mm-hmm.
They're basically saying that the story is that Kylo Ren actually had a relic of a TIE fighter with this thing. So
which makes sense.
Makes sense. So, but next to that in Galaxy's Edge, there's a shop, a market that's called the First Order Outpost. Well, they're changing the name of it. Now it's going to be just Black Spire Outpost or something like that. So, and it's going to be different merchandise, So they are doing a overhaul of now again, and you know it better than anybody, but it's kind of the Galaxy's Edge is kind of separated in like two sections. There's like the marketplace and Smuggler's Run and Dock Ondors and the Light Savis and
Oga's
Droid
Cantina.
Depot. Yeah, Oga's, all that area. And then you kind of walk a little ways and then you get to Rise of the Resistance ride, which has an X-wing sitting there, an A-wing sitting there. So you're still able, because what they're saying is Rey is going to be now just hanging out there and not in the other part. So, and to be honest, I'm okay with having two timelines.
Oh yeah,
because it's not kind of crossing each other. They are kind of keeping it separate, because you can't do anything with Rise of the Resistance, obviously. So you're going to have that ride still. So it makes sense. It's okay. Have that era be there and change the era out of the other place. I'm excited, although I just went to Disneyland, so I wish it was there when I was there. I hope they can change it to Disney World too. I'd love to experience that.
that would be great, and I feel like it's Avenger Campus-esque.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
It's just an Avengers campus. You do run the risk of the Avengers coming across each other, which sorry for the slight tangent, but it'll be very interesting after the Doom movie.
Oh, yeah.
How is that going to change?
Well, they're putting they're building like I think it's called some Infinity ride out there, roller coaster. Yeah, so it's already
I think. Actually, no, that's the first I'm hearing of it.
Oh, really?
Welcome to working for a big company, man.
Yeah. Yeah, they're doing a major construction right now at Avengers Campus out there. They're building like this Stark Industries thing, and
interesting.
There's going to be a ride in there I can't remember. I think it's called the Infinity Gauntlet or something like that.
Nice.
So it's a little roller coaster that is centered around the Infinity War or something like that. So it looks pretty neat. I think it's still going to be a couple of years till it's done, but.
Well, I still hope though what they're planning or what they're going to do with Disneyland does come to Disney World.
I do too. So
that'd be great.
Familiar faces. Vader, Leia, Luke, Han are the big ones. It's amazing. I didn't really realize either, which is funny, is that they even mentioned like C-3PO and R2, which they're around during the First Order stuff. It's kind of wonder why they didn't have them. They didn't have them then either, but it's fine.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, they're gonna be around. Ahsoka, Din Djarin, Grogu, obviously, and then of course, like I said, Rey is gonna be still around, but moved over to the area around Rise of the Resistance ride.
I hope they keep Vi.
I do hope they keep Vi. Yeah. See, that's the thing. So I that's what I wanted to talk about. Was do you think, because this was created, well, obviously all of Disney's stuff is usually created as an experience, a story-driven experience. It's not just a ride. It's not just an attraction. It's like there's a story behind everything they're trying to tell, even in the parks.
Yes.
So obviously they did that here. They tried to create a storyline where the First Order is looking for, resistance people. And I remember when I went, so this thing opened in August of 2019. I believe I went in October of 2019. So I was one of the first ones to kind of see it after it just shortly been open, right?
Were you on opening weekend?
Yeah, I figured you did. Yeah. But then you obviously experienced it then too. But when you went, I remember when you went during the first couple years, the cast there talked to you like you were a traveler, and they interacted with you like you were a traveler. They all said like bright suns. They all like asked you. I had conversations with a ton of them asking me where I was from, because they would name different parts of the galaxy. There was so much more interaction even with the cast members, and I noticed that dwindling year after year. That they were just normal cast members at the time. They weren't really playing a role anymore. And in Vi, I remember Vi being a lot more interactive and around more. the last couple times I've gone, I didn't even see her when I had seen her a lot over the first few years. So, like you said, though, I feel like this was coming because it's the story aspect part of it. I feel like got stale and flat, and it was just more of an experience to come and see, Galaxy's Edge, really. And I think Disneyland, because I've been to Disneyland twice the last few years and seen it out there. There is a little more because they do add these different characters that Disney World doesn't do. Again, I don't know why they do that, but like, like Sabine and Hera and Ahsoka, and Boba Fett, like they walked around Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland, but they didn't do that in Disney World. So yeah, I don't know why, but I get it. It's Hollywood. So maybe it's easier to get people to do that there. But I think that the story aspect, basically I guess the question I was going to ask you really is, by them doing this, do you think that this, venture of doing this, do you think it's considered a success, or do you think it's a little bit of a failure of what they were trying to do? Maybe you don't want to say.
I'll say this. It kind of goes back to what you're saying about, and this is my opinion, it kind of goes back to what you're saying about George Lucas. Remember when we talked about the special editions and the idea that art is never done?
Yeah.
I wonder if that's the same philosophy that they're going by, is that it's never done. It's ever evolving. I mean, think about it. There's a reason why, and once again, this is just my opinion, but there's a reason why the rides go through refurbishment.
Mm-hmm.
Different things are changing. Like maybe they're completely doing an overhaul. Maybe they're just, giving it a little facelift. So maybe that falls under the same philosophy.
I think it was a major what do you call it? The word escapes me. Like a major investment or a major task to build this area and keep everybody working there interested in playing this out, right? I mean, that's a big task. That's a big task.
Mm-hmm. It's a huge.
So I applaud them for it, and I think it was very successful at first. But we're 6 years into this, right? And again, we just have said it. Like at some point, when you're kind of paying all this money to go experience a park, even though the parks all together don't really change that much, I get it. Like Toy Story Land, there's not much that's changed there except maybe they add a restaurant or something like that, right?
They did add a new food booth. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
They did, or they added more
in Toy Story.
Yeah, in Toy Story Land.
Oh, I mean, they're constantly changing and adding to the parks, right? I mean, like even Magic Kingdom right now is getting a big overhaul. Hollywood's adding Monsterland. So it's like, yeah, that part changed. But the other things like particular rides, that's not necessarily. But this part of it, I just had to imagine that especially Star Wars fans, I mean, this, like you Star Wars fans will pay whatever to see something new. They will not pay to see something over and over again all the time, right? So to pay a lot of money to go to Hollywood just to see Galaxy's Edge for the first time, of course. But to do it again and again and see the same thing, that's when I really think that the numbers may have played into this a little bit. I mean, you can kind of look back at just the hyperspace thing, right? Or the Star Cruiser. Like that, we said from the beginning too on that. It's like, unless you change that up, what's the advantage of going back every time and paying all that money? Like, what do you your experience just to see the same thing over and over? It's like, that's tough.
Heck, I mean, years ago, you and I were, you approached me and you're like, hey, how would you feel about you, me, so-and-so, so-and-so, and so-and-so went in on a 5-person room?
Yes.
And I was like, how much is that going to be? And you're like, about $1,000. And I'm like, yikes. Sure. I'll figure it out. Let's do it. And then they closed it down.
I know, right?
We were going to do it.
I know. I mean, 18 months, it was gone. And I would have loved to experience it for one time. But if I knew for a fact that if they didn't change anything, I would never go back, no matter how much I enjoyed it, because it's a lot of money to do something like that. Now,
it's
Galaxy's
more
Edge
expensive
again,
than a cruise.
Yes. But it would have been really neat to see it.
Absolutely. Part of me wishes I did, bite the bullet and went and did it. But another part of me is like,
yeah, I'm okay that I missed it. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Galaxy's Edge, again, going back to that, I don't think it was, look, I think the concept of it is fantastic, and how their original intention for it is great, but I do think this will spark some more attraction.
Agree. Absolutely.
I think there'll be a lot of people that want to go there and see Han, see Vader walking around, see Luke. I think it's just going to be, and that's the fun part of it, is going there and not knowing what you're going to see, right?
That's true.
I do like that. And I think it'd be cool if, I love Doc Ondor's, like, antiquities, shop of antiquities. I love going in there and seeing it'd be great to see all new stuff. And anyway.
Absolutely.
So this is coming in April, late April, in Disneyland. Again, no dates for whether or not this is going to hit Hollywood Studios or not. But it is. And another thing, too, is they mentioned is they were going to be, because right now, again, when you walk through, you can't really see them. There's speakers a lot everywhere because they're pumping sounds and like broadcasts, Imperial or First Order broadcasts and stuff like that. Well, now you're going to hear a lot of John Williams music walking around this thing.
I love that so
right?
much.
I do too.
So one thing I listened to, and I did this while working at Wrigley, just to have some white noise playing in the background. One was like an 8-hour plus YouTube clip where it's all of the theme park attractions of Disney.
Oh,
and it goes through every single park and just plays what goes through. And then when it gets to bed too, it's just animal sounds. Literally. It's ASMR. And I always have to skip it because it puts me to sleep.
Yes.
Like, not because it's boring, but it's because it's that relaxing. It's like, oh, I'm in this rainforest. Oh, I hear the crickets and hear the from another animal. And like, I hear the mist and I hear, so like, that's what it is. So the fact that now it's going to be John Williams. Oh, heck yes.
Yes. That's awesome. I love it too. I love it. Okay, so that's the big news from this week. And like we said, come April 29th, if you go to Galaxy's Edge after that at Disneyland, you will see these new experiences. Okay, so now we got to talk about what's coming in 2026.
So, Dave, what is coming in 2026?
Well, Hannah, it's actually not very much, I feel like. But there's some good stuff. So what I'll do is I'm going to just kind of roll down this list of stuff that's coming, and we can kind of jump into some certain things. But For one, the big one is the Mandalorian and Grogu film.
Uh-huh.
The first feature film from Star Wars back in theaters since 2019. So that's going to be exciting this May. At some point this year, probably later half of this year, we're going to get Ahsoka Season 2 on Disney+. And then I believe this is going to be first part of the year. I think this could land in the next few months. We're going to get the animated series of Maul, Shadow Lord. Yes. I didn't know this actually until I saw this when I was researching this. There is apparently going to be released this year an animated series on the Ninth Jedi, which is from the Visions story. So it's a non-canon, series, but it is a series continuing the Ninth Jedi from Volume 1 and 3 of Star Wars Visions. That will be out this year.
That's amazing. I love that.
The only game that we know about is called Zero Company, coming out sometime this year. There's no release date for that yet. Novels that we know about coming February 3rd, you got Outlaws from the game, Star Wars Outlaws, called Low Red Moon. July 28th, you've got Star Wars Legacy, which is the the Leia and Rey novel. Takes place between episodes 8 and 9. More about their training. And then you have a book that doesn't have a release date yet, but it's the second book in that Mask of Fear series called Edge of the Abyss. Right? Yes, that will be out this year as well. Comics currently, there's the Hunt for the Falcon series going on, but that's going to be ending soon. Legacy of Vader is going to be ending soon. You have Star Wars, which is probably going to be the one that's going to be ongoing. But as of right now, which is kind of crazy, there's not really any announcements on new upcoming comic series that's going to be out. So I feel like something will come out soon about that maybe, but it's surprising that we don't have, because there's a lot of them that are coming to an end. There are some one-shots coming out, just some mini series. One that I'm actually very excited for, Star Wars Jar Jar. And it's a story, which is cool, because it's a story of Jar Jar on an adventure with the Jedi Master Kelleran Beck.
Okay.
So it's Ahmed Best's two characters that he's played in Star Wars. There is a adventure. I'm actually excited for that.
I actually really, really want to read that. That sounds amazing.
I'm going to read that for sure.
Amazing.
So that, as of right now, is kind of the docket. I mean, there's some other like young adult novels and things like that. Some art of books coming out, like Art of Andor,
right?
Things like that. But story-wise, those are kind of the big ones. So, Hannah, where's your excitement level on what's to come this year?
Oh, Darth Maul all the way.
Well, what's your overall excitement level of
overall excitement level?
What's coming?
I think I'm always looking forward to consuming more Star Wars content. Specifically, Mask of Fear, Volume 2, and Darth Maul are two that I'm very excited for. I'm still kind of in this weird phase, if you want to call it a phase. It's just a phase, Mom. I want other content outside the Skywalker saga.
Oh, well, yeah.
I just want content outside of the Skywalker saga. I know it's coming.
Next year is your chance. Yeah.
I know it's coming. I really want that Knights of the Old Republic game. I really want that. Like, I'm not excited for Ahsoka 2. My opinion. I'm not excited for the Mando Grogu movie. Yeah, that kind of does it.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only options. Yeah, so
I'm just I'll watch them, don't get me wrong, but I'm just not excited for them.
yeah.
And like you and I know especially with regards to Ahsoka, you and I have completely different points of view on that. Mando and Grogu, I feel like I also like going back to what Martin said, I feel like the Mando Grogu trailer felt like, oh, this could be another season of Mandalorian versus like this is a movie. Now they could have done that purposefully to play on the emotions of people who love the Mandalorian. But still, it's like, I don't know, like part of me also doesn't want to get my hopes up because season 1 of Mandalorian was amazing.
Yeah.
So that's where my excitement level is. There are a few highlights that I'm like, oh heck yes, I am here for it. And then there are other things that I'm like, I'm not begging for it to come tomorrow instead. Let's just say that.
Right. Yeah.
What about you?
Well, look, I think, looking at this list, Mandalorian and Grogu film, Ahsoka season 2, Maul Shadow Lord. I mean, to be honest, that's a good year as far as release if you just had those three things, right? I mean,
yeah, that's true.
Those are pretty big, popular characters right now. But I'm with you. I think I think my level of excitement, I'm glad we're getting Maul. I think we're getting Maul first because I want that really bad.
Let's kick off the year with that.
Yes. I think that's going to be amazing. I think that the biggest part of the fan base of Star Wars, to be honest, survived this long because of the animated shows like Clone Wars, Rebels, Bad Batch. I think because Filoni has been involved in those, I think a big part of the fan base has stayed connected. And I think, like me and you, they want this series. Like it's going to be fun to watch because there's still an opportunity there to continue and or fill in, gaps from the Clone Wars series that we didn't get.
Oh, just even beyond that, how the heck did he become a drug lord?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, apparently this takes place about a year after we last saw him in season 7. So, and what happened in that year was basically the Bad Batch stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to believe that Asajj is going to probably pop up in this series.
It kind of
has to, right? I mean, there's going to be a lot that we learn from this. I think this is kind of I think we all got excited when the Acolyte was announced because it was going to be more centered on the dark side, but now we might actually get something like that with this. Like this is going to be, there's no Jedi in this anymore. They're all gone, right? So it's going to be dark. It's going to be Maul trying to build this Crimson Dawn. And, it's funny because I was the other day, usually I work late in my kitchen and I just kind of throw a movie on that's on television. And Solo was on like TNT or something like that. So I put Solo on and I was working. And it got towards the end and I know, I knew it happened, but it hit me a little different now when at the end when Enfys Nest is explaining to Beckett and to Han about why they are there, right? Why these rebels are there, because this group of mercenaries or people or whatever came in and, took over these communities and forced people out. And then they eventually became, and that woman drew the symbol of Crimson Dawn, in the mirror. And I was like, that's the story we're going to get in Maul. Right there. Like how it started. well, I'm just stoked for that. I'm just excited for that.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah. And I'm excited for going to a theater and watching a Star Wars movie. But I'm with you. I wish it was a different movie, to be honest. I want Mando and Grogu still on my Disney Plus. I don't need to go to a theater. I wish we were getting Starfighter, like Star Wars Starfighter, this May.
That I will look forward to seeing in a movie theater.
Of course. Absolutely. Oh, side note, I forgot to put in the notes. Did you read this article about that movie?
Are you talking about Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise?
Right.
Directing a scene in Starfighter?
A picture of him holding a camera?
Yes.
What?
And it's funny because I didn't know if it was true or not, but the headline said he directs a lightsaber scene.
Yep.
I'm like, lightsaber scene?
Apparently there's going to be a lightsaber scene. I have no idea who is fighting.
Yes.
I mean, wait, when does this take place again?
It's 5 years after Rise of Skywalker. So outside your Skywalker timeline like you want.
Yeah. Okay, so we're not going to get Cal Kestis. I was kind of hoping we were going to get live action Cal Kestis.
Unless he's 80 years old, I guess.
I know, that's not going to work. Not going to work. So
No.
yeah, who?
I'm assuming it's Ryan Gosling. It has to be force sensitive or something. I don't know.
We don't know.
I really don't know. Yeah, who knows what the story is. But yeah, Tom Cruise apparently shows up one day and just directs a scene.
Nuts.
That's crazy. It's crazy.
I mean, like, but they're like, he was so locked in.
Yeah. That's great. That's great.
Incredible.
So yeah, side note on that. But I wish we were getting something else in the theaters. But I am excited for Ahsoka. I think that series, I need to rewatch that series. Me and my daughter actually were just talking about maybe rewatching it here in a little bit. I think I'll like it again, once I rewatch it. I enjoyed it the first season. It didn't surpass like Obi-Wan for me, or I know it didn't surpass Mandalorian for you, but it's up there. I mean, I thought it was, I could tell it was Filoni driven, but there's some things that just didn't hit well with me, Thrawn being one fully, there's some other aspects of it that just didn't hit, but I think I'll enjoy it, again, when I watch it again. I think I'll be excited for the second season, but that's one of them things where it's been so long since, the first season came out, and it's just the length and time between these things. Sometimes they just get really, really bad. It kind of takes you out of it.
Well, I'm also going to be really excited to see, I'm blanking out on the actor's name, but how he does his Balin.
Yes, I agree.
And I agree. Frankly, I'm more curious about what's happening with them than I am about what's happening with Ahsoka, if I'm completely honest. Because I'm like, what's this new cult?
Yeah, I think I am excited, which I think it'd be cool to see the Ghost Crew together.
Oh, that would be awesome.
I think we're gonna get that. I think it's gonna be pretty incredible. Once Sabine and Ahsoka come back, they'll hook back up with Ezra and Hera and Zeb. I mean, it's gonna be really neat to see the live action Ghost Crew like together. That is pretty cool.
That's very amazing.
Yeah, I might cry a little bit. But I think, I think there's some good stuff coming. I think, again, for any franchise to put out a movie and 2 series, I think that's a lot. That's good, as long as Disney's kind of following their mantra of quality versus quantity.
Agreed.
So 1 series or 1 live action series, 1 animated series, 1 film. I mean, that fits. It's good to be able to have that different genres, that you're hitting, different verticals. I'm still not excited that the lack of gaming that we're getting from Star Wars.
I'm just praying that that's because they're letting people have a good work-life balance while working on the games. Because, I mean, there are some game companies out there where they do not treat their employees well, especially when they're trying to hit a deadline. So I wonder if that's a part of it.
Yeah, maybe.
Which, if that's the case, then take as long as you need.
Yeah, true. So games. But even that Zero company, like I think the type of game that is, I'm not really interested in that. It's more like kind of multiplayer,
right?
Kind of thing. I need some story driven.
We need Knights of the
open world.
Is what you're saying? We need KOTOR.
We need that. We need that. Yes, we need that. So okay, so that's it. We'll be talking and covering all this stuff that's coming out. Star Wars. There is no Star Wars celebration this year. They're doing that next year for the 50th anniversary. So no Star Wars celebration this year. So whatever announcements that come, there's rumors. I did see a rumor. Again, there's no announcement. But, the last couple of years we've gotten the tales of during May the 4th. So it's possible one of those might drop again. Although it could be possible I don't think they can wait that long, because I was thinking maybe they wait till the 4th to release Maul, but that's right around the time the movie's going to come out. The movie's going to come out a couple weeks later. So
I don't think they would do that.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think we're getting Maul like in March or maybe April, early April.
We'll get it as a Valentine's Day gift.
Yeah. That's only a month from now.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, that's
literally a month from now.
It is literally a month from now. I am surprised that we actually haven't gotten like a full trailer of it yet from Maul.
Maybe that's what we're going to get on Valentine's Day.
We could get that on Valentine's Day, yes. And then it kind of releases maybe a month or two later.
That makes sense.
But either way, it's Star Wars. I love it. You love it. And we appreciate everybody checking us out and hanging out with us.
Thank you.
Hannah, we're 10 episodes away from 500.
Oh, we got to figure out what we're doing for that. That's a big one. That's a big milestone, man. 500.
That's a big milestone. 500 episodes. Wow. And we got to get into, got to get some more Beyond the Sagas going on.
Yeah, we got a long list of ones we can do, which is good.
Yeah, we do.
And then
we do.
Commentaries.
And some commentaries again. Yep.
There's
before Hannah goes on her ventures here soon. All right. So thanks everybody for checking us out. Thanks everybody for coming back. Hope everybody had a great holiday season, and Happy New Year to everybody. 2026 is here. 2026 is so weird to say. Yeah. 26. I mean, my daughter graduates in 2 years. High school. Yeah, class of 28. So it's not cool. It's not cool.
Whoa.
I gotta show you this the stuff that she's doing. She's applying for GSA. Do you know what GSA is?
Familiar.
It's like the something scholar, like something scholar arts or something like that. General.
Awesome.
So it's like a 3-week art school thing that she'll go to Northern Kentucky University and like spend 3 weeks there just learning a craft that she's and she applied she wants to get into animation, like 3D animation. But for now she did like her like draw, like it's like a drawing part where she's doing all these sketches. I got to show you some of the stuff that she's done these last couple of weeks. Like just tonight, one of the tasks was you had to literally find stuff around the house, just whatever it is, and create a 3D art piece.
Okay.
And she was like she said this weekend, she's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I'm like, You just got to think about it. Like what, and then just like sketch something and say, I'm going to build this. So today at school, like during her free time, she sketched out this pot with flowers coming out of it, right? And then she went over to my in-laws next door and grabbed a cardboard box, rolled it up, created the pot, and like painted on it. So it looks like this like vase, this like wooden barrel vase. Like drew like lines on it to make it look like cardboard, or make it look like a barrel almost, right? And then took all this like these colored paper, like my mother-in-law had, like pink and everything, and like just created flowers. And I mean, she brought it home tonight. And I'm like, are you kidding me? You just made this tonight? She's like, yeah. I'll send you a picture of it. It is pretty incredible.
You better send me a picture of it.
Yeah. So she's pretty into it. Yeah, she's pretty into it. So
Yes.
So anyway, my girl's getting big.
Aww.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. Hannah, as always, good to see you.
Dave, always good to see you.
All right, everybody, go enjoy some Star Wars. Let us know what you're looking forward to the most, and we will see you next time. Take care, everybody. May the Force be with you.